Sometimes it can be a disadvantage in this world to be a believer, to be a Muslim. You have to sacrifice. Maybe financially you have to sacrifice. Maybe physically you have to sacrifice. Maybe your time you have to sacrifice. Right? I'll give you an example. Let's say you are working, let's say you're a doctor, you're working in the NHS. Let's just give an example. Muslim is a doctor working in the NHS. But this Muslim also loves the Quran and they want to memorize the Quran. They want to understand the meanings of the Quran. So every day, they wake up at Fajr, they spend 1 hour memorizing and revising and understanding the Quran. And then they drive 1 hour to work, they go to work, they squeeze their salah in the middle of their surgeries and dealing with patients. After they come home from work, 1 hour they spend with the Quran. Now their colleagues at work. Those 2-3 hours that this person spent with the Quran, your colleagues are spending it learning and developing and maybe reading books and developing professionally. So you start to think, the shaitan starts to tell you, you know what? This Quran is making you fall behind everybody else. The fact that you're going to the masjid, the fact that you're spending so much time here, you're going to fall behind. They're going to be consultants and you're still going to be a junior baby doctor. You're not going to be as quick as them. This is one of the ways the shaitan deceives us. Of course, Allah wants us to be excellent in this world and the hereafter. There's no contradiction. But there's one way the shaitan deceives. Then we think, you know what? Let me just stop praying in the masjid. Let's pray at home. Let me just combine my prayers. Let me just leave this Quran thing until later, in 10 years later when I'm more settled. This I'm more settled never happens. You never settle. We're always moving. And so what happens? You start to put trust in the shaitan's promise. He's promising you something. If you let go of A, B, C, D, E, you're going to make progress. I'll give you a more real life example. Personally happened to me. When I was at university, I had a Muslim colleague, who in Ramadan didn't fast. And the reason this person didn't fast, they said, look, it's exam season. How am I going to study and revise if I'm hungry and thirsty and tired? I said, look man, I am hungry and thirsty, but I'll do it with the help of Allah. Ni'mal Mawla wa ni'mal Nasir. I have confidence Allah will not leave us if we sacrifice for His sake. What happened? So you're eating, you're drinking coffee, tea, hot chocolate, you're staying up at night to study. The shaitan deceives you to think that these are the things which will make you pass your exams. Really? A bagel in the morning and coffee in the afternoon, that's going to make you pass your exams? Is not Allah the one who's going to give you success? This is where you have to trust. And so you say, you know what, the shaitan's point is a fair point. So you give in to the shaitan and his promises and his deception, and what happens on results day? You fail 6 subjects. That very person who didn't fast in Ramadan, in order to do well in the exams, they failed 6 out of 10 subjects. Now that may not be the case for everyone. Other people may not fast and that may make them pass. But they failed in the sight of Allah. They gave in to the shaitan. اتَّخَذُوا الشَّيَاطِينَ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. They put more trust in the shaitan's deception than in the promise of Allah. What does Allah promise us? إِن تَنصُرُوا اللَّهَ يَنصُرْكُمْ. If you support Allah, Allah will support you. That's what Allah promises.